First of all, I think you'll appreciate this contestant's hobby. It's ceramic. Get that glazed look out of your eyes and greet Anita Coleman.
What's the last name?
Coleman.
All righty.
And now, this gentleman's enjoyment of photography and guitar playing are only two of the elements that might someday come in handy in this player's future career as a rabbi. Pray for success for Jack Moline.
Oh, very good. Very good. Very interesting.
And here she is. She's as great as a cook as well, except for her failures as a potato masher. Taking her lumps is Maxine Schaefer.
Oh. Maxine, on behalf of all of us, I want to apologize for what they just said. I just said it. Okay, welcome to the game. Welcome to Knockout. You know, a player wins this game by earning 8 letters and spelling knockout. The first letter when we find out which item doesn't belong, and more letters for telling us what the other items have in common. Now, they may have something in common other than what we're looking for, but in order to score, a player must give us the exact answer we're after. Now, hands on your podiums, and let's see. Maxine, you were with a K-N-O, Jack had a K-N, and Anita had a K-N. Here is the first item. Let's get right to the game. Miss Brooks, Miss Marple, Mr. Novak. All right, Maxine, which item doesn't belong?
Miss Marple.
Miss Marple doesn't belong, and so you get a letter. Now, are you going to go for 1 letter or 2?
Anita.
Anita, for 2 letters, then. What does Miss Brooks, Mr. Novak, and the unknown thing have in common?
Teachers.
That's right. They are TV teachers, and you get 2 letters. Ho, ho! Miss Brooks, our Miss Brooks, Mr. Novak, and Mr. Cotter, not Carter, Cotter. TV teachers. Okay, right on to the next one. Xylophone. Novocaine. Pentothal. All right, Jack, which item doesn't belong?
Xylophone.
Xylophone does not belong. You earn a letter. Now, you know we have a new little rule on this thing, that if you have 6 letters at any time, if you score a 6-letter play, we give you 6 $50 bills, which comes to a grand total of $300 in CASH, which is cash. And I just want you to think about that right now. When I ask you, are you going to go for 1 letter or 2?
I think I'll challenge Anita.
All right, Anita, this is for 2 letters. What do Novocaine, Pentothal, and the hidden item have in common?
Dennis.
No, that could be. That's not the answer we wanted, so Jack has 2 more letters. All right, Jack. Jack, once again, I'll remind you the bonus rule is in effect. Are you going to go for 1 letter or 2?
I think I'll play it safe. I'll go for 1.
All righty. You give up on the bonus then. Then what do Novocaine, Pentothal, and the unknown thing have in common?
They're anesthetic.
Anesthetic is right for 1 letter. 1 letter. The last one up there is aspirin. Aspirin. All righty. Here we go. Now, you are 2 letters, Jack. You're 2 letters away from a knockout. Let's see, Anita, you're 4 letters away from a knockout. Maxine is 4 letters away from a knockout. We go right to the next item. Big teeth. Big chest. Jack, which item does not belong?
Big chest.
Big chest doesn't belong. You earn a letter. You are now 1 letter away from a knockout, the special gift, and a chance at the $5,000 bonus. Are you going to go for it yourself, or are you going to challenge?
I'll challenge. I'll challenge Maxine.
All right, Maxine. This is for 2 letters. What do big teeth and the 2 unknown things have in common?
Fevers.
No, that isn't what we wanted, and Jack has scored a knockout. Jack has just scored a knockout. Jack, I'll show you the other 2 items. There are big eyes and big ears up there. Now, the better to see you with.
And I thought it was Jimmy Carter.
Well, Maxine, oh, that's very good. You're going to be a fine rabbi. You're going to be all right. You're going to wind up in trouble. I have a friend. Maxine, I have to say goodbye to you. You have lost 2 games.
Fun.
I had fun having you
And
here.
I'm happy I won.
And I'm happy you're happy, and your husband is happy who is sitting out there. You have a microwave oven. You're going to cook for him.
Yes.
You have bicycles. You have a camera. You have won 2 games. You won cash and prizes totaling over $4,570. Thank you very, very much. Jack is our champion. Anita, I have to tell you something. You'll listen to me, of course. We had some technical difficulty with our lights yesterday, which may have worked to your disadvantage. So to make things perfectly fair for everyone, we're not going to count this loss against you.
Oh.
So that means you're going to be back for at least 2 more games. Okay? I'm glad you're... No, don't look so straight. It's wonderful. Now, no, that's the bad news. Now the good news.
Okay.
All right, the good news is that we're going to let you know the special gift you've won. Jay?
Jack, it's Dremel Creative Power Tools for hobbies, crafts, home repairs, and do-it-yourself products. A variety of creative power tools the whole family can use. Furnished by Dremel.
We'll take care of that.
Terrific. Hobbyist? Are you a hobbyist?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Then, well, maybe you'll come in $5,000 and you can go out and buy a lot of balsa lumber and the rest of that right after this. We'll have these messages, okay? That's a great place up there.
See from Gallery of Homes, an international network of professional independent real estate brokers, 2 pen sets together with a 5-year home budget book and financial planner. Or FFV stoned wheat wafers, crispy crunchy cracker squares, taste a little nutty, you'll agree. Stoned wheat wafers, when you're counting on good, count on FFV. Or banquet man pleaser dinners, a big meal for big appetites with more meat, potatoes, and vegetables than our regular dinners. Choose from 8 delicious varieties. And Jack, any player who wins 5 games could win this exciting new Ford Fairmont. Trim outside, roomy inside, with room for 5 adults and a trunk big enough to hold 10 assorted pieces of luggage. Shown with handsome exterior decor group, deluxe bumpers, and white sidewalls. Furnished by Ford Motor Company. Okay, Artie Johnson.
Okay, then. All righty. We started out. You have some nice thing to start this thing out, but now we play the important part of the game, which is the bonus round. You could win as much as $5,000, and the bonus round begins with one set of 3 clues. You tell us the category using 1 clue, we give you $500. Then you have a chance to multiply your winnings by 10. That could mean the $5,000. Now, we'll show you how that works in a moment, but right now, let's play the first half of the bonus. Are you ready?
I'm all set.
All set. All right, for $500, here is your first clue. Tobacco.
Things you smoke.
No. This is your second clue. This time we're playing for $300. The fact.
Things you chew.
Things you chew. That's chewable. That's right. So if you chew tobacco, you chew the fat, and you also could chew bubble gum. But don't chew the 3 together, because if you get the fat caught in the bubble gum, the tobacco will get caught in the back of your throat, and it's very bitter. You have $300, and now you use that to pay our 10-to-1 special knockout bonus. This time you see 1 clue, which you choose. And you tell us the category of that 1 clue. We multiply your winnings of $300 by 10 for a grand total of $3,000. You have 5 seconds to think about your answer. A bell will ring. I'll ask for that answer. Are you ready?
I'm all set.
Which clue do you want to see?
I'll take the top clue.
The top clue is the Great Wall. You now have 5 seconds. All right, Jack, for $3,000. What category does the Great Wall bring to your mind?
China.
China is worth $3,000. $3,000. Could have also been Wonders of the World when you think about it. Wonders of the World. The other thing would have been the Yellow River, the Forbidden City. All right? Now, that means you won
Good
the
thing I
hobby.
chose the first one.
Yes, it's a great thing. Well, they may always eat a rabbi in China. You never know. Now, you've won the hobby tools. You now have cash and prizes totaling over $3,300. You're coming back to play some more. And while you're going to come back to play some more, we're going to let these people play with you for just a little while. That's a chunk. That's a heavy chunk. 6 years before you become the clergyman, before you become the rabbi. Well, Jack, we're glad to have you back. Anita, you've been here before. We're very pleased that you are back with us. And who is the new person, Jason?
Well, Artie, she's not from Walla Walla, but while studying ballet, she did wear a tutu. Hello, Evelyn.
What was your name before you got married?
Evelyn Martinez.
Martinez. Oh, I thought it was Evelyn, then was an Evelyn. That's a marvelous name, Evelyn. I think it's very pretty, and you know Anita and Jack. I want you all to be very happy. Say hello to each other. Hello to each other. It's a fun game. We have a lot of fun. Nobody has lost anything. Anita, you've got a clean slate. It's all cool. Here we go. If you're ready, here is the round. Liter. Meter. Quart. Evelyn, which item does not belong?
Quart does not belong.
Wrong. Liter, meter, quart, gallon. Anita, which item doesn't belong?
Liter.
Wrong. Liter, meter, quart, gallon. Jack, you want to try this thing?
Meter does
Push,
not
would you
belong.
push? Thank you. We needed that push. And now I will ask you the question, which item doesn't belong?
Meter does not belong.
Meter does not belong. You are right, and you get the letter. You know, we have that little bonus rule. I want to advise you that I have six $50 bills in my pocket here that are just hot, ready to trot anybody that makes a six-pointer at any time. So I will ask you, are you going to go for one letter or two?
I will challenge, and I think I'll challenge Anita.
Anita, for two letters. What do liter, quart, and gallon have in common?
Liquid measurement.
That is absolutely right, and you get two letters. Aha! Which goes to prove, you know, on Wednesday the rabbi won the bonus round, but it doesn't always work. Okay, here we go to the next one. Hamlet, Victor Borgia, Lucrezia Borgia. Evelyn, which item doesn't belong?
Victor Borgia.
Wrong. Hamlet, Victor Borgia, Lucrezia Borgia, Hans Christian Andersen. Jack, which item doesn't belong?
Lucretia Borgia.
She doesn't belong up there. All righty, you score a letter. We're still in a bonus situation. Are you going to go for the one letter or two?
I think I'll challenge Evelyn.
Evelyn, for two letters. What do Hamlet, Victor Borgia, and Hans Christian Andersen have in common?
Royalty.
No, that might be in some ways, but that's not what we want, and so Jack gets two more letters. Jack, you are three letters away from $300. What is your decision, one letter or two? Challenge or answer yourself?
Well, I think I'll challenge Anita.
All right, Anita, this is the way to do it. Anita, what do Hamlet, Victor Borgia, and Hans Christian Andersen have in common?
Storyteller.
No, and so Jack has two more letters. Jack, the fact is that you are right now one letter away from the $300, which I have in my pocket right here. And I will ask you the question holding them up in the air. What do Hamlet, Victor Borgia, and Hans Christian Andersen have in common?
Denmark.
They have Denmark in common, and you have scored the first 6 pointers. I got to do this. Right, that's one. That's two. That's three. 4, 5, 6. That's $300. Put it in your pocket. That's yours. How do you like that? Not only that, but I must warn the two ladies. He is one letter away from his second knockout. So if you're going to play tight, now is the time to do it. Here we go with the next item. May Day. Mother's Day. All right, Jack, this could be your second win, your second knockout, and another chance at that bonus. Which item does not belong?
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day doesn't belong, and you have scored your second knockout. Whoa! The other two up there are April Fool's Day and New Year's Day, and they are the first of the month. First of the month. That would have been a bit tough. Well, Anita and Evelyn, you're both going to be coming back, and you have just won your second game. Not only did you win your second game, you did it the good way. You won $300 en route by having the 6th win, and now we were going to tell you the special gift you won on top of all of it.
Okay.
Jack, to help make traveling easier, you have Skyway's new idea, outdoor twist luggage in the new exciting and durable Passion Squares on wheels. Oh, don't carry your luggage on wheels. Furnished by Skyway. And you're going to use that luggage on your trip, Jack. We're going to fly you from Los Angeles for a week vacation for two at the Union Plaza Hotel in Las Vegas.
Oh.
Yes, you're going to enjoy one of the world's largest casinos. There's showrooms, 2 lounges, 3 dining rooms, and pool. It's a vacation that's furnished by the Union Plaza Hotel, and good luck to you.
Listen, since you're going to Las Vegas, I could do you a favor. You want me to hold the $300?
No, I'm trustworthy.
Oh, you're a trustworthy type. All right, now we're going to play the bonus round for as much as $5,000 more for you right after these words. That's right. You've already done. You were the first one to ever win that $300, so we're very proud. Your name will go down on a scroll that we're going to keep. And maybe we'll throw it into the Dead Sea in about 2,000 years. We'll all find it again, okay? Okay, now we've played the bonus round once. You know how it goes. If you're ready, I'll show you the first clue that's worth $500. Here we go. Den.
Things in a house.
That's right. Rooms in a house. That's what we wanted. That's $500. Boy, that's a good one. That could have been anything. That could have been, a place where animals hide. Well, there's kitchen. Well, some animals do hide in dens. Kitchen and bath. Okay, those are rooms in a house. Now, you know we multiply your winnings by 10 if you identify the second bonus with just one clue. Now, which clue would you like to see?
I'll take the middle clue.
The middle clue. You'll have 5 seconds to think about the answer. The middle clue is center. You have 5 seconds to think about your answer. All right, now. For $5,000, what category does the word center bring to your mind?
Basketball.
A sport, but the wrong one. We wanted football. Football is what we wanted. We have a split end up there, and we have a quarterback. And I tell you that the center could have been anything. You were right. Basketball would have been the choice in that case. But you have already done very, very well. You've already won 2 games. You have $300 in cash. You have the hobby tools. You have Las Vegas trips. Luggage. You have total cash and prizes in excess of $4,900, plus the fact you're coming back to play right after these magical words. Okay,
Some of our contestants could receive the following: jerky O&C real French fried onions. Put a crunch in your next casserole. Great on your green bean casserole, too. Another product from Jerky. Or enjoy delicious hand-packed Baskin-Robbins ice cream. Your choice of 31 flavors that give you that 30 wonderful feeling. Or Hamilton Beach's Smart Iron. Ready like glows for programmed fabric temperature. Self-clean versus steam. No scorch iron from Hamilton Beach, Scoville. Back to Artie Johnson.
All righty. We're back again with our champ, Jack, to play a new game. And Anita and Evelyn have both been here before, and you both know the rules. But both of you must play carefully this time, because the player who loses 2 games, we have to say goodbye to. Now, if you're ready, here is the first round. Catholic Knights. Ohio Capital. Evelyn, which item doesn't belong?
Catholic Knights.
Wrong. Catholic Knights, Ohio Capital, Missouri Compromise. Anita, which item does not belong?
Ohio Capital.
Wrong. Catholic Knights, Ohio Capital, Missouri Compromise, Sail the Ocean Blue. Jack, which item doesn't belong?
Missouri Compromise.
You are right. That is wrong. You get a K. Now, the $300 bonus still is around in case you're interested, so I will ask you if you want to challenge or answer yourself.
No, I think I'll take this one more time.
All right, then what do Catholic Knights, Ohio Capital, and Sail the Ocean Blue have in common?
Columbus.
Columbus is what they have in common, and you get the 1 letter, okay? The Knights of Columbus, of course, all right? Now, watch this closely. David. Pieta. Rick. Evelyn, which item doesn't belong?
Rick does not belong.
Wrong. Jack, which item doesn't belong?
Pieta.
Pieta does not belong. You get the 1 letter. The 6-point bonus rule is in effect. Are you going to go for 1 letter or 2?
I will challenge, and I think I'll challenge Evelyn.
Evelyn, for 2 letters. What do David, Rick, and the hidden item have in common?
Nelson.
Nelson is what they have in common. Aha! And you get the 2 letters. Harry was the other Nelson, in case you're interested. Let's try this one. Shuttlecock. Football. Anita, which item doesn't belong?
Football.
Football doesn't belong, and you get the letter. Now the bonus rule is in effect for you. Are you going to go for 1 letter or 2?
I'll go for 2. I'll challenge Evelyn.
Evelyn, for 2 letters. What does Shuttlecock have in common with the 2 hidden items?
Hockey.
No, not hockey, and so Anita gets 2 more letters. She has a K and an O. Challenge or answer yourself.
Challenge Jack.
Jack? All right, Jack, for 2 letters. What does Shuttlecock have in common with the 2 hidden goodies?
Badminton.
No, and so Anita has 2 more letters. Anita is now 1 letter away from $300, and I will ask her for that $300 and the 6-pointer. What does Shuttlecock have in common with the 2 unknown things?
Tennis.
No. I'll show you the other 2, arrow and dart. And the one thing they all have in common are feathers. Feathers. They all have feathers, and I put this back in my pocket, hopefully for... Oh, the foo bird just flew over, and we leave a very, very, very good game. Anita is up to a knock, Jack has a kno, and Evelyn has a kn. And that means that we're going to have a very, very good game when we return. Now, this man has won 2 games already. This young lady has done very, very well. Evelyn has beaten several of the challenges. This is a marvelous game if you really want to sit down and watch it. And if you don't want to watch it, you can listen to it, too, because we have a lot of people out there who can't see who listen to this game. And until tomorrow, this is Artie Johnson for all the people at Knockout saying goodbye to all of you, and come back and watch us tomorrow morning. Bye-bye. That's very good.
Well, if you plan to be in the Los Angeles area and you'd like to see Knockout, write the ticket. NBC Knockout Ticket Department, 3000 West Alameda Avenue, Burbank, California, 91523.
Ann Elder, what is your favorite way of terminating an affair?
Let's see. I would have to say my favorite way of terminating an affair is to fire my boyfriend.
Do you think that Ann Elder's answer was honest, or do you think she was copping out and not telling the truth? We'll find out. And here are some of Hollywood's most exciting stars who will be helping you make up your mind. The handsome James Ferrantino. The versatile Michelle Lee. The always dashing Bill Bixby. The vivacious Lois Nettleton. The zany Larry Hovis. The exciting Della Reese. And the witty Richard Dawson. And now, here's your host, the star of Cop Out, Geoff Edwards.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, and welcome to Cop Out. You've met today's celebrity guests, and we're going to find out whether our celebrities think Ann Elder was being honest or copping out right after this short message. Okay, welcome back to our show, and now let's meet our two cop-out contestants for today. An auto racing enthusiast who works in the pits while her husband races, Cheryl Power. Cheryl, congratulations. And the creator and owner of one of Southern California's most popular restaurants, Frank Sirocco. Frank, okay, Cheryl and Frank, here we go. Now, keep in mind that each question is worth $100. The total is going to swing back and forth between you. And also keep in mind that our celebrities are hearing the questions for the first time. Frank, you heard the answer that Ann Elder gave to the question, what is your favorite way of terminating an affair? She said that she would fire her boyfriend. So, Ann Elder, would you lock in, please, whether you are copping out or being honest? Ann has locked in her answer, and Frank, to help you make up your mind, let's get some opinions from our other celebrities. Michelle Lee.
Yes, I think Ann was being honest because she used the phrase fire. It comes to my mind that perhaps she has been going or went with an agent. And I think she probably just fired him, and that was the end of the relationship. I think she was talking.
Michelle Lee says she's being honest. Bill Bixby, you had your hand up.
I think she's copping out because, of course, to fire a boyfriend is to say that you hired him in the first place, and I have never seen a marketplace for them in that way.
Come to my house, darling. I'm accepting applications.
I think probably that most people desire to end an affair by starting another one.
So Bill Bixby says cop out. Larry Hovis.
Well, Chris, I know Ann pretty well. We work together a lot. And I've never known her to end an affair. She just kind of dovetails.
So you would say cop out.
I would say that Ann, in all likelihood, is copping out.
Larry Hovis says cop out. Okay, Frank, it's time for you to make up your mind now. We have two cop outs and one honest from our panel. Time for you to make up your mind for $100. Do you think Ann Elder was being honest, or was she copping out?
Well, it's my feeling that Ann's stock and trade is the one-liner, and therefore she's probably telling the truth.
You think that she's being honest. Ann Elder, were you being honest, or were you copping out?
I was copping out.
Oh.
She was copping out, so Cheryl, you get the $100. Okay, Cheryl, it's your turn. And listen as we ask James Ferrantino this question. James Ferrantino, what immature quality have you been trying to rid yourself of for years?
Bedwetting.
Okay,
Since you don't really buy that, do you?
I buy whatever you tell me to.
No, seriously. I have a childish temperament. I scream a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that to be very immature quality about myself.
All right, James.
You get me, Geoff?
I get you, yes. James Farentino says the immature quality he's been trying to rid himself of, Cheryl, is that he has a temper. Would you lock in, please, Jim, with your being honest or copping out? And Cheryl, listen now, some of our celebrities help you with your opinion here. Go ahead, Richard Dawson.
I've known James quite a long time, and his first answer happened to be correct. If you look in the Guinness Book of Records, he has the first waterbed on record. I've also known him, and I must say, I think that he's being honest. He does have a tantrum every now and again.
Richard Dawson says he's being honest. Della Reese.
I think he's being honest, too. He impresses me as a man that when he doesn't really get all of his way, he's very disturbed, and he probably would holler and scream, and I think he knows that he does that, and he's working on it. I think he's honest about it.
Della Reese says he's being honest. Bill Bixby.
No, I think he's copping out. I've watched too many of Jim's performances, and he always has immeasurable control, especially in the most charming.
Not in bed, he doesn't, Bill.
Bill Bixby said he's copping out, and Cheryl, it's your turn now. We have 2 honest and 1 cop out from our panel. Of course, you have to make up your own mind for $200. What do you think? Was James Farentino being honest, or was he copping out?
Oh, he just couldn't have a temper.
Well, that means he wets the bed.
I think he was copping out.
You think he was copping out. James Farentino, were you being honest, or were you copping out?
I was being honest.
Yes, thank you, Corey, for yelling at me. Let us stop for a minute.
Okay, Michelle Lee.
What?
Frank, listen, as we ask Michelle Lee this question. Michelle, what do you find yourself doing all the time to feed your ego?
Changing sheets. Sorry.
What do I do all the time to feed my ego?
He asked you first.
Well, what I generally do is butt into my husband's business. I usually read his scripts, tell him what I think of them, tell him what he should tell his producers and directors. And it makes me feel important that I can help him in that way.
Okay, lock in, please, and the buttons on the arm of your chair, whether you're being honest or copping out. And Frank, Michelle says that what she does to feed her ego is to interfere in her husband's business. It makes her feel good and important. And to help you make up your mind whether she's being honest or copping out, we'll go to our celebrity panel. Lois Nettleton, your hand went up right away.
She just looked absolutely dishonest every minute of that whole thing, so I say... That's just Michelle. I say she's copping out.
Lois Nettleton says she's copping out. Larry Hovis.
Well, I don't know. I kind of feel she's telling the truth. I think that she does probably kind of get into Jim's affairs and business. I know every time we've done anything together, she's always been along. At every show, everything. Mm-hmm. You can't go anywhere without her.
Larry Hovis says she's being honest. Della Reese.
I think she's copping out because we've just established about his temper, and I don't think she'd go in and bug him with things like that.
Okay, Della Reese says that she's copping out. So we have 2 cop-outs and 1 honest, Frank. And now for $300, what do you think? Was she copping out or was she being honest?
Well, I don't think a lady who marries an Italian needs any more ego food, so she's got to be copping out.
From one Italian to another. Let's find out. Michelle Lee, were you being honest? Or were you copping out?
I was being honest.
She was being honest. Too bad, Frank. And now, Cheryl, you have $300. And Bill Bixby, we want to know how you reinforce your masculinity. And we're going to find out in just a couple of minutes, right after this message. Welcome back to Cop Out. Cheryl, you have $300 at this point. Here's a chance to add another $100 to it as we ask Bill Bixby this question. Bill Bixby, how do you reinforce your masculinity?
Huge doses of vitamin E. No, as a matter of fact, I was a bachelor for quite a while before I got married for a long time, and ladies are very good for my ego, so I'm still a huge flirt.
Mm-hmm. All right, lock in, please, whether you're being honest or copping out. Bill Bixby says he reinforces his masculinity, Cheryl, by being a flirt. Now, our panelists will help you make up your mind whether he's being honest or copping out. Larry Hovis.
I think he's being honest. I got to tell you, we share a dressing room.
I must reinforce your masculinity.
No, it's just business as usual.
Okay. Larry Hovis says one honest. Richard Dawson.
They did make a very pretty couple in the dressing room, but
Thank you, Rick.
I happen to know
He's usually so jealous.
Bill is being honest. He also reinforces his masculinity by putting a little piece of cardboard up in his shirt. But that's just a little laundry gag and nothing to get excited about. I believe he's being honest.
Right. And Elmer?
Oh, I think he's definitely being honest because I saw Mrs. Bixby right there next to him. She hasn't left his side today, so I know he's telling the truth.
And Elder says he's being honest.
He was flirting with her, I have to be honest.
Okay, Cheryl, we have three honest. So we asked three celebrities. All of them said honest. You have your choice now, whether you want to go along with the group or you want to go the other way. You make up your own mind for a possible $400. Was Bill Bixby being honest or was he copping out?
I think most men do that same thing, flirt, to reinforce, and I think he's telling the truth.
You're going to go along with the group and you're going to say he's being honest. Bill Bixby, were you being honest or were you copping out?
I was copping out.
He was copping out. Too bad, Cheryl and Frank. You get the $400.
Out in the dressing room, too.
All right, Frank, we're going to move to Lois Nettleton. Lois, this is your question, Lois Nettleton. What was the most surprising thing that you ever learned about the opposite sex?
Sorry, Lois.
This is on the air now, right?
So far, Lois.
Well, besides that,
Just let it all hang out.
Something surprising.
Let's rephrase the question. Do you know anything about the opposite sex?
Okay.
I sometimes wonder.
Okay, Lois, the most surprising thing.
I think the most surprising thing about the opposite sex that I've learned is how much they are like the female sex.
In what way is that, Lois?
Oh, every way.
In every way. All right, would you please lock in whether you're being honest or copping out? Lois Nettleton says the most surprising thing, Frank, she ever learned about the opposite sex is that they're like the female sex in every way. Well, we're just...
Did I say that?
Just locked in her answer. We'll just move right along to the panel to help you make up your mind. I almost hate to do this. Richard Dawson?
I believe Lois was copping out, although we do have the same dressmaker. She's a very pretty lady, and she knows much, much more than she's told us. I think she was copping out.
Richard Dawson says she was copping out. Yeah, Della
I don't know
Reese.
if I think she was copying out or I hope she was copying out. But I don't think that was the most surprising thing. I think the thing was so surprising she didn't want to tell what it was.
Okay, Della Reese says she's copping out.
Back my answer.
James Stern,
I think she was being honest. I think what she was trying to say, if I may, is that the opposite sex has to have a certain amount of femininity in them in order to be able to understand the opposite sex. So I think she's being honest.
All right, James Farentino says honest. And Frank, you've heard our panel. We have two cop-outs and one honest. Time for you to make up your own mind. Now you have a chance for $500. And what do you think? Was Lois Nettleton being honest or was she copping out?
Well, I think she was being truthful, but I still think she was copping out because she skipped something first and then gave the right answer at the end. But she was copping out.
You say she was copping out, and we'll find out. Lois Nettleton, were you being honest or were you copping out?
I was being honest.
She says she was being honest. That's too bad,
I'm
Frank,
so
but the
confused.
$500
No, I'm not
goes
sure.
to Cheryl.
We have something to show you.
Surprise.
Okay, Cheryl.
Nice for you.
Larry Hovis, it's your turn now. Your question is this. What is your most primitive desire?
Back to Lois again.
My most primitive desire, in terms of just a gut instinct, is that what you mean?
Whichever way you want to put it, Larry.
Is to be an absolutely incredibly unstoppable pro halfback.
Larry Hovis' most primitive desire is to be an unstoppable
I don't live
pro
a real
halfback.
exciting life.
Lock in, please, whether you're being honest or whether you're copping out. As Larry locks in, listen, Cheryl, as we ask the panel to give you a hand here. Richard Dawson.
I worked with him on Hogan's for 6 years. I know he's being dishonest. His secret primitive desire is to break down a motel door and catch Dumbo and Bambi in a provocative position.
That's a cop out. Okay, Cheryl, there's one helpful hint for you. It's time for you to make up your own mind. You have $500. You can add to it and make it $600. What do you think? Was he being honest or was he copping out?
He just looked like he was copping out.
Just from his looks, you think he was copping out? Well, we'll find out. Larry Hovis, were you being honest or were you copping out?
I was being honest.
He was being honest. You lose the $500. $600 now for Frank. And Della Reese, we want you to sing a song describing your biggest hang-up. But first, here's Johnny Jacobs to tell our special contestants about some special gifts that we have for them. Welcome back to Cop Out. Frank, you have the $600 now, and it's your turn, so let's see how Della Reese handles this question. Della, sit up straight, clear your throat. And now, sing a song, Della, describing your biggest hang-up.
I'm as restless as a willow in a windstorm. I'm as jumpy as a puppet on a string.
All right, yeah. Della Reese, lock in now, please, whether you're being honest or copping out. And Frank, you heard Della's answer. Her biggest hang-up is that she's restless. Now, with that in mind, let's go to our panelists. They'll give you some help. Michelle Lee.
I believe that she was being honest mainly because it probably popped into her mind right away. She didn't have much time to think of a song, and that's why I think she was being honest.
Michelle Lee says she's being honest. Bill Bixby.
Yeah, I think she was being honest, too, because Della works from such boundless energy, and she likes to perform. And I think that idleness would probably be a very big hang-up for her.
Bill Bixby says she's being honest. Larry Hovis.
Yeah, I would say honest, absolutely, because of the choice of that song, the Rodgers and Hammerstein tune from State Fair. It just, you don't hear that song anymore.
Uh-huh.
And for that to come up, that's got to be a song that's in your lifestyle.
Larry Hovis says honest. One more, Lois Nettleton.
Yes, one more. It's almost like what Bill said, but because she has such seeming calm on the surface, you just know that there's all that hanging on inside.
Lois Nettleton says honest. All right, we have 4 honest, Frank. And it's time for you to make up your mind. You have $600. You can make it $700. You going to go along with the crowd, or are you going to go off by yourself? What do you think? Was she being honest, or was she copping out?
Well, since all men lead lives of quiet desperation, she was telling the truth.
You think she was being honest, and we'll find out. Della Reese, were you being honest, or were you copping out?
I was copping out.
She was... I'm sorry. $700 is over to you, Cheryl. Okay, contestants Cheryl and Frank.
This is the night they burned old Dixie down.
All right, Cheryl and Frank, this is very important. Celebrities, this is the last and final question. Cheryl, you have the $700. It's your turn. If you get the answer right, you'll have $800 to take home. If you miss it, the $700 plus another $100 goes to Frank, and Frank, you'll take the $800 home. So let's go from there. As we ask Richard Dawson, Cheryl. Richard Dawson, what is your favorite substitute for romance?
That's it.
Sex. Favorite substitute for romance. I think I would have to say being with children. No, not. I don't mean I'm.
No, I'm not laughing at anything.
Richard I did see Geoff behind a billboard once going, and I don't mean that at all. Spending time with children.
Okay.
What I mean.
Richard Dawson says his favorite substitute for romance is to be with children. Lock in whether you're being honest or copping out, please, Richard. And Cheryl will have some panelists help you out. Now, Larry Hovis.
Well, I happen to know that the real answer to that is silly putty.
Larry Hovis gives you a cop.
But I think he was telling the truth.
Oh, you think he was?
Yes, I do. He was telling the truth.
All right, Larry Hovis says honest.
He loves kids. Well, I know how strongly he feels about his children. It's one of his passions, and I would imagine being a passion, it would take the place, possibly.
Ah, very nice.
That's why he's telling the truth.
Bill Bixby gives an honest. And Elder, you had your hand up?
Yes, I think he was being totally honest. I saw Dickie the other day with a smashing-looking child. She was about 25.
A great dancer, I might add.
There was no tomorrow, so I'd have to say he's being totally honest.
And Elder says an honest. And Michelle Lee, your hand was up.
Well, I was going to say honest also, mainly because his answer wasn't funny. And he just said it straight on. And that's not like... I'm sorry. I think he was being totally honest.
Okay, Michelle Lee says honest. And Cheryl, that's 3 honest. You've heard what our celebrity said about the answer Richard Dawson gave us. Was he being honest or was he copping out? And you think about that for a while. You too, Cheryl, and we'll all be back to find out the real answer and who today's winner's going to be right after this brief. Okay, welcome back. And Cheryl, it's up to you now. Richard Dawson's question was, what is your favorite substitute for romance? He said he'd like to spend time with children. And now it's time for you to make up your mind. Remember, you have $700. If you get it right, it's $800, and you'll be our champion. If you miss it, the $800 goes over to Frank. So, what do you think? Was he being honest, or was he copping out?
Please be honest. I'm saying you were being honest.
Cheryl's going to go along with the celebrity panel. She says that he was being honest. Don't go from the look. Go from what he says as we find out right now. Richard Dawson, were you being honest, or were you copping out?
I was being honest.
He was being honest. Congratulations. Hey, Frank, thanks a lot. It's a good day. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you, celebrities. It's been a ball working with you. I'll tell you, you've all been great. Until next time, this is Geoff Edwards saying so long. Be sure to be with us next week right here on Cop Out. Bye.
All answers on Cop Out are spontaneous and unrehearsed. Cop Out is a Chuck Ferris production.
This is the television game in which daring determines the fate of the player. This is the game of strategy, luck, and knowledge. This is Bullseye. Now, here's our host, Jim Lange.
Oh. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you all very, very much. It is true. This is the game of strategy, knowledge, and especially daring. And you'll find out how in just a moment. First, Jay Stewart, will you please introduce our first 2 players?
Our current champion, whose winnings total $2,450 in cash, is a contributing editor of an arts magazine who worked in Italy. Meet Helen Miller. And her challenger is an airline hostess who's traveled to over 40 countries. She likes tennis, skiing, and, of course, traveling. Meet Jane Moore Smith.
Welcome to Bullseye. And Helen, you got yourself some cash already. And maybe go back to Italy again. How would you say good luck in Italian?
Buona fortuna.
Buona fortuna to you, because there's a woman next to you there who's going to try and take that championship away from you. Jane, you have been in 40 countries. That's an awful lot of countries. That's a lot of traveling. Which is your favorite? Helen likes Italy, of course.
Well, I think they all have a lot to offer, but I particularly like France.
What is there about France that you like so much?
I just like everything about it, really. The architecture, the art, the wine, the cheese. Paris is a beautiful city.
How about the men?
They're okay. I think the very best man right here in Southern California, though.
Oh. Well, that's enough about me. Hey, very good. Well, before we do anything else, let's tell you a little bit about Bullseye, and good luck to you too, Jane. Now, onto the game. You know, you accumulate your money by correctly answering questions. The first player who can bank $1,000 or more wins the game, goes on to play the bonus game. And the categories you're going to be playing with are behind those two top windows over there. In the left-hand one, the categories in this game are Asian lands, famous initials, word origins, and Disney's World, World of Disney. In the right-hand window, the categories are royal families, non-fiction books, hobbies and games, and our visual category, showbiz stars. Now, the window down below decides the number of questions that you have to answer in whatever category you decide to select. It's your contract there, and the numbers range from just 1 to as many questions as you wish with a bullseye. All right, let's spin the wheels and get them going on the board there, and we'll cover them up. And you're going to bring them to a stop by hitting that button in front of each of you. And since you're the champion, Helen, you go first, so hit the button, and let's see what you get. Here we go. You have famous initials, $100 a question. Hobbies and games, $150 a question. And your contract is 2 questions. 2 questions. Now, which, Helen, of those 2 categories do you think you'd like to try?
Let's try hobbies and games.
Hobbies and games for $150 a question. 2 questions. That means the contract is worth $300. Here's your first question. What one piece of equipment is required to play the game of Mumbledy-Peg?
A knife.
That's it. Yes, a knife, of course. $150 in the pot. And one more question, and you have completed the contract. So here it is, hobbies and games for the contract. In a standard game of darts, how many points is the small circle called a double bullseye worth?
50.
That's right. You got it. You're right. And the contract is completed. $300 in the pot. Was that a guess, or did you really know that? Huh?
That was a guess.
Well,
Mumbledy-Peg, I had to go back a few years. But this, I don't know.
well, you got it right. And $300 is in the pot. You have control. That contract is completed. Now, a decision. You can bank that $300 and put it in your bank, and it's yours to keep forever. But if you do, control goes over to Jane. Or you can keep the money in the pot and continue to try and build it. Now, what do you want to do?
I'm going to try and build it.
You're going to continue on. All right, you're in control. All you can do is wait, Jane, and see what happens. All right, let's spin the board. Get all the numbers going up there, and we'll cover it up. And, Helen, when they're all covered up, we're going to ask you once again to hit that button and see what you get this time. Are you ready? All right, you got Disney World, $150 a question. Non-fiction books, $150 a question, and your contract, 4. Contract is for 4 questions. That's a big one. All right, Helen, which of those 2 categories do you prefer?
Let's try Disney's World.
And you're working for an arts magazine. You didn't take the nonfiction. All right.
Non-fiction.
Well, let's see how much you know about Disney's World, World of Disney. The pot is now $300, and with $150 for each question, 4 questions, there's $600 in this contract, and that sums it up. Here's your first question. In this award-winning Disney movie, Dick Van Dyke starred as Bert the Chimney Sweep, while Julie Andrews played the title role. Name the movie.
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins is correct, and you're on your way. $450 in the pot. 3 questions remaining in this contract. The Disney classic Bambi told the story of a young deer and his 2 friends, Flower and Thumper. Thumper was a rabbit. What was Flower?
A chipmunk.
No, that's not correct. Transfer the control over to Jane. Jane, who or what was Flower?
A skunk.
That's it. You got it. A skunk is correct. All right. $600 in the pot, and we'll be back for our 3rd question in a moment. Don't go away.
It's been 42 years since...
Helen, so far you've won 2 games. Win 3 more, or a total of 5, and you're going to win something special. And here's Jay Stewart to tell you what it is.
For your driving enjoyment, Helen, it's a brand new car!
All right. Got something to go for if you win 5 games. Of course, you haven't won this one yet, and control is over at Jane. The contract has 2 more questions remaining. The category is Disney's World. $150 a question, Jane. Here's your next question. Name the 1967 cartoon feature that fits this description. A Kipling classic, an Indian boy, a hungry tiger, a pack of wolves.
Oh.
I'm sorry, time is up. Control goes back to you, Helen. All right, can you name that Disney feature, Helen?
Jungle Book.
That's it. You got it. $750 in the pot. And one more question remaining. To complete the contract now, Helen, answer this question. Name either of the two fun-loving chipmunks who drive Donald Duck nuts.
Chip.
Chip is one.
Chip
That's right.
Dale.
Dale is the other. Congratulations. You got it. Contract is completed. $900 in the pot. $900. That's a lot of money in the pot there, Helen. Now you have a decision. You can take that money. It's yours forever if you want to bank it. However, if you do, then, of course, control goes over to Jane. You can also keep answering questions, keep control, and leave the money in the pot and build up to $1,000, which you need to win the game. What do you want to do?
Go.
You're going to go. All right. You don't want to give it up. Okay. Let's spin all the information on the board. Spin the categories, spin the contracts, and let them go. And as they spin around, we're going to cover them up. Once they're covered up, Helen, you know what to do. Hit that button and see what you get this time. You have Asian lands, $150 a question. Royal families, $100 a question. Your contract is 3 questions. Okay, look like tough categories to me. I don't know about
They
you.
are.
Helen, which one do you prefer, Asian lands or royal families?
Let's try Royal Family.
Royal families for $100 a question. The contract is for 3. That's 3 questions, which means it's worth $300. Whoever completes this contract will win the game. We're down to that old nitty-gritty time now. Helen, if you can hold on to control, you can win. If you miss, of course, Jane gets a chance. Here we go. Royal family's first question of the contract. In 1864, Napoleon III appointed Archduke Maximilian the new emperor of this Latin American country. 3 years later, he was executed by a firing squad. Name the country.
Mexico.
Mexico! That's right. And $1,000 in the pot. $1,000 in the pot. 2 more questions in the game. Here we go. In 1953, a revolutionary council in Egypt ended the reign of its last king. Name him.
Farouk.
You got it. That's right. $1,100 in the pot. $1,100 in the pot. King Farouk was correct. And now, Helen, answer this question, and you win the game. Miss the question, and Jane has a chance to win the game. And that's how it boils down. Category, royal families. During his 38-year reign for the game now, King Henry VIII had quite a few queens. Some he divorced, some he beheaded. And one fortunate lady actually outlived him. For the game, name any one of those wives.
Anne Boleyn.
You got it! You win the game. $1,200 in the pot. $1,200 in the pot, and you've won the game. And I'll tell you what, Helen. You just wouldn't give up control. You kept answering and answering. Jane, you had one breakthrough in there. You had a chance to answer one time and keep control. You didn't do it. By the way, some of the others were Anne of Cleves, Catherine Parr, Catherine Howard, Catherine of Aragon, and Jane Seymour. But you got Anne Boleyn, and that was good enough. You won the game. Jane, I'm sorry you didn't win any money. You added a lot of beauty to our show, though, and I'm glad you like California Men. And come back and see us again. Thank you very much. All right. We have gifts for you, too. All right, Helen, are you ready for the bonus round?
Yeah.
Come on over. Let's see if we can make some more money. Up we go. All right. Well, you have a whole bunch of money already, and there's a chance to make a whole bunch more. That's your 3rd game. Now, remember, 5 games, and you got a car. Behind those swirls, behind you are bullseyes, also various amounts of money, and lightning. And, well, you remember that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I got struck twice. Now, the wheels are spinning, and you're going to stop them. Now, whatever money accumulates in the pot is yours to keep whenever you want to quit. If you get 3 bullseyes, that 1 in each window, we will double the pot at that time and also give you these prizes. Jay, will you tell us what they are?
Helen, since all work and no play makes for a dull champion, we have these gifts to fill your time with play. First, Helen, you can ready their playthings and pack them all in this stylish set of luggage. A 5-piece ensemble of Roper Starflight molded luggage. Smart, handsome, and secure Roper luggage is designed to protect your valuables. A perfect companion for carefree travel. And now that you're all set for fun, you're ready to enjoy the casinos of Atlantic City's famous boardwalk. Yes, we'll fly you from Los Angeles for a week's stay to a world of entertainment at Caesars Boardwalk Regency Hotel in Atlantic City. Fine cuisine, luxurious accommodations, continuous lounge entertainment, renowned celebrities, and the excitement of the casino. And now that you've savored the casinos of Atlantic City, Helen, we're going to send you to where it all began, the casinos of Monte Carlo. Yes, we're flying you to the world's most famous casinos of Monte Carlo, located in Monaco, one of the tiniest countries in the world with the biggest entertainment. You'll have 12 exciting days, compliments of Club Universe. And Helen, these prizes are worth over $3,250.
You're going to do it. I know you're going to do it. I have a hunch that Monte Carlo piqued your interest a little. The bonus game, if you win it, get 3 bullseyes. You win $3,250 in prizes, as Jay told you, plus double the money in the pot. However, should the lightning appear, and that's the bad part, should you be struck by lightning, then you lose it. Okay? All right, let's go. The wheels are spinning behind you, and you can stop them whenever you want. We want bullseyes and money, no lightning. Come on, Helen. You've got 150, 300, 400. All right. No bullseyes, but you have $450 or $400. Now, the question, do you want to spin number 2, or do you want to take the money and quit?
I want to go number 2.
You're going to try for spin number 2. All right. All right, now wait a minute. Get that hunch ready. Are you ready? Let's spin all the information. Cover them up. Okay, they're all covered up now. Do well now. You got $400 already. There's the touch. 500, 650, $750. Now you have another decision to make. I'll tell you what, you think about it, all right? You think about it, and we will get Helen's decision whether to go on and keep trying or what, right after this. Don't go away.
Thing, it's the Gong Show.
Are you in for a treat?
On USA Today.
So, Buddy Party contestants will receive Mr. Coffee, a gift pack featuring America's #1 coffee maker and genuine Mr. Coffee accessories, including extra decanter and Mr. Coffee filters. And Bed Sack, new idea in bed coverings, provides luxury upholstery for your old mattresses and box springs and protection for new, furnished by Bed Sack. Here again is Jim Lange.
Thank you very much, Jay. Well, Helen, we've reached this point now where you have to decide whether or not you're going to take the $750. You can quit right now. It's your money. Remember, there is lightning behind one of those windows there. Or you can keep going if you want to and try and build onto that and go, of course, for more money. Now, which will it be? The audience, of course, was telling you to do something before. Of course, it's only up to you. You're going to go. All right. He's very brave. You got struck by lightning a couple of times. This time, no lightning, okay?
Right.
All right, let's cover him up. And this is your third spin. Got the feeling? Got the touch? Okay. Hit it. You've got another 150, 900, 1000, 1100. Whoa! Now, you have $1,100. Do you want to quit, take the money, and it's free and clear, or do you want to keep trying and hope for the double and the prizes and all that? Huh?
I'm taking the money.
You're going to take the money. All right. All right. You have $1,100, and we'll tell you how much you won in a moment. Where did you think the lightning was up there? Do you have any idea? If you had a hunch?
Well, there.
The upper right. The upper right. Where do you think, audience? Where do you think it is? They say lower. All right, let's spin them without covering them up, and we'll find out where the lightning really was. Okay? There it is. Upper left. We'll see it again. Upper left, and there it is. Upper left. Well, the audience was wrong. You were wrong.
Lost all the money, folks.
Didn't have any bullseyes, but you got $1,100, and you have a grand total now. And this is all cash, $4,750. Are you ready to go meet a new challenger? Run over there and meet your challenger. Wow, $4,750. Helen has a chance to win some more, but there's somebody who has different ideas. And Jay, would you please introduce our new challenger?
He is a public health inspector Jim, who's into rhythm and blues, jazz and running. Meet Donald Mosley.
Welcome to Bullseye, Donald. You've got a formidable opponent, Donald. I'll tell you that, in Helen over there. Do you enjoy your work, Donald? Tell me the truth.
Yes, I really do. It gives me a sense of satisfaction and lets me know that the community's healthy.
And you also are interested in your personal health if you run, too, right?
Yeah, I run a little bit, 6-7 miles a day. Got interested in it doing road work. It makes me feel like $1 million.
Yeah, right through to smog. Well, we hope we have a few dollars for you today on Bullseye. The best of luck to you, and you too, Helen. And here are the categories that you two will be playing with in this game. Let's take a look. In the left-hand window up there, the categories are Ancient Times, Nursery Rhymes, Stage Plays, and Trick or Treat. In the right-hand window, the categories are Funny Films, About Astronomy, Spelling, and our visual category About People. And in the window down below, of course, decides the number of questions you're contracting to answer. So let's spin the wheels. We'll cover them up. And Helen, you are still our champion. So you go first. When they're all covered up there, you may press the button and let's see what you get. Good luck. Ancient Times, $100 a question. About People, visual, $150 a question. You must answer 2 questions. All right, Helen, which do you like, Ancient Times or About People? Ancient Times is pretty good on the rocks. Oh, I'm sorry. Which one do you like, Helen?
How about People?
About People. All right, $150 a question. So this is worth $300. And I mentioned this is our visual category. So I'd like you to turn around there, Helen, and take a look, because this is your first picture. This is the familiar face of an Olympic champion. Can you name him?
Bruce Jenner.
You're right, Bruce Jenner. $150 into the pot. And you're on your way. All right, here is your second picture. One more and you got the contract. He's a famous composer, the first American to become musical director of the celebrated New York Philharmonic Orchestra. For the contract, name him.
Bernstein.
That's right, Leonard Bernstein. And you did it. $300 in the pot. Pot is now $300. And Helen, I know your habit in the past, but I'm going to ask you again. Do you want to bank that money? If you do, of course, it's yours to keep forever. And the control goes over to Donald, or do you want to continue to answer questions and stay in control, leave the money in the pot, and try to build up to that $1,000?
I'm afraid of Donald. Let's keep going.
I'd be afraid of Donald, too. All right. $300 in the pot, and you're still in control. Let's spin the categories, and around they go, and we'll cover them up. And Helen, once again, let's see if you get a nice big contract this time, okay? And you have Nursery Rhymes, $200 a question. Funny Films, $100 a question. The contract is 4 questions. All right. Now you got a decision. You're going to go for the more money, or you're going to go for the one you like better, or what's your thinking? Which do you prefer, Nursery Rhymes or Funny Films? Remember, the contract is 4.
Nursery Rhymes.
Nursery Rhymes, $200 a question. That means the contract is worth $800. Since there's $300 already in the pot, whoever completes this contract will win the game. So you're going to try and hang on to control there. Nursery Rhymes, here we go. See how well you remember, Helen. Here's your first question. When Simple Simon went to fishing in his mother's pail, what was he hoping to catch?
His mother's pail.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, time is up. All right, Donald. What was Simple Simon trying to catch in his mother's pail? Control is over to you, Donald.
A whale.
Whale, that's right. You got it. $500 in the pot. 3 more questions remaining in the game. All right, Donald, here's your next one. 3 to go. What was the first name of the pumpkin eater who kept his wife in a pumpkin shell?
Peter.
Peter is right. And $700 in the pot. $700 in the pot. Okay, here's your next question. 2 more remaining in this contract, and I should say in the game. According to this children's nursery rhyme, Donald, if you have lost your sheep and don't know where to find them, what should you do?
Cry.
No, I'm sorry. Control goes back to you, Helen. You're saved there. According to the rhyme, if you've lost your sheep, what should you do?
Leave them alone.
You're right. Leave them alone. $900 in the pot. 1 question for the game, and we'll be back for that last question to see who wins after this. That'll be next time. I'm sorry. Until then, this is Jim Lange, hoping that everything you're going for hits the bullseye.
Unwanted body contestants will receive Wella Cholesterol, the 30-minute deep conditioner that restores all the shine, body, silk, and condition you need for strong, sexy-looking hair. And Treetop, America's favorite frozen apple juice. It's 100% pure juice. No artificial ingredients and no sugar added. Also, Hall's Mentholyptus cough tablets. Vapor action penetrates deep to help your stuffy nose feel clearer. Hall soothes your throat, helps your cough. Plus, special formula Boroteam. Its modern brightening system gets colors brighter and cleaner than the leading all-fabric bleach. And removes stains better, too.
Coming up, Alan Funt's up to his old tricks again, focusing the fun on the people who least expect it. On Candid Camera, next.
Bullseye is a Jack Berry and Dan Enright production.